Hello, beautiful beings. Thank you so much for dropping by this video. To anyone who's new to this channel is dedicated to helping people between actual, traditional non-duality, the version of it from India called Advaita Vedanta, and Neo-Advaita, neo-non-duality, fake non-duality. So one of the problems with Neo-Advaita is it doesn't give, Neo-Advaita removes all the meaning from life. Some Neo-Advaita teachers go so far as to say that life doesn't exist, this world doesn't exist, which is completely contradictory to what actual non-duality teaches, but it completely robs life of all meaning and purpose. Some of the crazier Neo-Advaita teachers will say everything is predetermined, that life is just like a machine, and all you can do is just realize that you are consciousness and then do nothing. That none of it means anything. I wish I was kidding. I wish I was kidding. That's how crazy some Neo-Advaita teachers get. Now, classical non-duality says the meaning of life is to achieve liberation. So here's one of the reasons why it's so important to have direct contact with an actual guru, an actual teacher, if you want to follow a non-dual path. Because it's not nihilistic, like traditional non-duality is not nihilistic. Neo-Advaita is completely nihilistic. But traditional non-duality isn't nihilistic, but it does kind of take away this sense of meaning or purpose, or that anything other than achieving liberation has any meaning. So I'm not saying that's not true. It's not my place. I'm not a spiritual teacher. As I've said many times, I'm not a guru. I don't teach non-duality. I teach just enough information about non-duality to help people learn the difference between real and fake non-duality. But the traditional Advaita paradigm that the ultimate aim of life is liberation does take away a sense of meaning and purpose. And that's why it's so important to have an actual teacher who can guide a person through the step-by-step process of incorporating that into their life, and yet still knowing how to navigate relationships, work, responsibility. Because in traditional Advaita and traditional non-duality, that is completely part of the path. Neo-Advaita strips all of that away. And so I've come to the definition that if anyone who's reading non-dual things or watching, and this is just my definition, you're welcome to disagree, but anyone who's reading non-dual books and watching non-dual videos without direct contact with a teacher, they're doing Neo-Advaita, because basically they're trying to be their own guru, and it just doesn't work. Trust me, I tried it. Maybe for a very, very, very advanced soul or a very great saint, which I'm not, it might be able to work. But other than that, it's really actually dangerous if you take it seriously. So Neo-Advaita is nonsense, but traditional Advaita Vedanta is a very radical undertaking. Traditional non-duality, it's a very radical process. And doing it on your own is like trying to be your own surgeon. Not the most wise thing to do. Or like being a crazy person and trying to rehabilitate yourself all on your own while still being trapped in your own insanity. The odds are very much stacked against you. So first of all, it's important to learn to recognize the difference between Neo-Advaita and traditional Advaita and stop all Neo-Advaita. And if then you decide that you want to continue on a real non-dual path, then to seek out a guru, I have a couple traditional gurus listed on my webpage and some resources. So I hope that's helpful, and thank you so much for taking the time to check out this video. I wish you a NeoAdvaita free day.